Hello everyone. Once again, Akash is back with a new video. As you have read the description, today we are going to do functions in the session. Okay, so my background set karata. Now it's time for us to dive into the screen, and what we are going to see today is functions. Everything on functions, starting from basics of it. We will start from the basics of it and we will go into the deep. So let's read the question here and let's get started. Okay, so the first question is write a function called as exponent that takes two values, base and exponential, and return an integer value, base raised to the power exponential. So let's do that. So we can simply do that by writing here def and then the function name is exponent. It would take two values, base and exponent. It has mentioned that the exponent should be non-negative. So we will just mention the question here if, okay, we will just mention a condition if exponent is less than 0. In that case, you need to raise an error. Okay, we will just return a error saying that enter a positive. Okay, now next what we are going to do here. So if exponential is less than 0 and base should be integer, okay, so we can make sure that the base is integer. So whatever our base would be, we will just convert it into integer of base. So these two conditions we have done. Now it says that we need to write a function that raises its power. So we can simply do it return, okay, return. You can simply write here the base, okay, star exponential. You already know this. This exponential is used to, this double star is used to raise the power. So whatever we will pass here, it would be raised here. That's it. Now the same thing, let's run this first and you would understand it better. Okay, now in this exponent, if I give 2 raised to power, let's give 3 raised to power 3. Okay, so we got here 27. That's perfectly right. Okay, now we can try this 4 raised to power 4 raised to power 2. Let's do that. Okay, and it would be 60. Now let's try to give a negative value. It would say that enter a positive value for exponential, so we will not get any error. Like error in sense, we are getting a prompt that you need to enter a positive value for exponential. Now same thing you can do in this fashion also. You can write here power of, and in this power function you can mention base and you can mention exponential. Simple as that. Okay, now both the things would give you the same answer here, that is 16 comma 16. So the first one 16 comes from here and the second one comes from here. So anything that you want, you can use it. I would not keep it here both. This is just for your reference. You can use this also. Perfect. Very good. Okay, I would keep that here so that you can refer it afterwards. Okay, now coming to the next question, check if the first and the last number of the list is same, write a function to return true if the first and the last number are same. If numbers are different, return false. Okay, let's try this. So we will write here def and we are going to check here the same part of it. So I would write here same, and inside same we will take L1. We would just confirm here if type of L1 equals to list. If user has given list, if that is the case, we will go inside it and we would just check here L1 of 0 is equals to L1 of -1. Okay, -1 is the last element. If that is the case, okay, we are going to return true. Okay, else what we are going to do here, else we are going to return false. Okay, false nahi is false. So that's simple. And in that case, if it is not a list, the last else would return that else return please enter a list. Okay, now it would, in the same part we will give a list. Let's try to give that a list, and L1, okay, we will write here L1 equals to a list of 1 comma 2 comma 4 comma 1. So first and last elements are same, we got true. We change the elements, we got false. If we don't give here a list and we give something else, we would get please enter a list. So all three conditions are matching here. Create a function with a variable length of arguments. Okay, now this is very cool. We want that a function should accept variable length of arguments. Now what does this mean? See that in the above code, okay, in the above code, what happened just now, the function same. Now in this function, if I passed one list, that's okay. But the moment I try to pass here multiple lists, that is L1 and L2, it would give you a tight slap of an error that, brother, this is not possible. This is not possible. Let's try to do that. Okay. So in this same, if I give here, let's say L1 only 2 times, it would say that only one argument is required and you are giving 2 arguments. Okay. You are giving 2 arguments. C takes one argument, but 2 are given. So you got a slap. Now we need to create a function that can have any value and we want to display that each argument also. So we will write here def, okay, and we will write here just example ex. Example, you can give any name. Let's give our hero's name Gajodhar, and inside this we will give star of ARG. That's it. Our task is done. Now here if I just go down and print ARG, just see the magic now. So in this Gajodhar, we would just pass the Gajodhar's name. Let's try to pass that. Gajodhar equals to his name. So Gajodhar. Okay. Then we will write here his age is this one, and he has let's say 4 Ferrari and 2 Lamborghinis, like that. So when I run this, see, it takes everything, whatever you want, you can give that, and it would keep that. Now see, this is a very good interview question. Whenever you use this star, okay, this star is used to get any number of arguments. There is no rule after that. Star can accept variable length of arguments. Okay, this star is used for that. Now it would always return in tuple. Okay, the answer or basically your arguments are stored in tuple. That is as simple as that. Okay, now you can print it step by step. Also you can write a simple for loop here also, that also works. Okay, no problem at all. So we can just write here, instead of print arg, we can write here for I in arg. Okay, and we can just print here I in the line by line. Okay, that's it. And we will get Gajodhar 267, his age and his Lamborghini and his collection. Okay, that was the thing. Now let's see the next question here. Return multiple values from a function. Write a program to create function calculations such that it accepts 2 variables and calculate addition subtraction. Also it should return both addition and subtraction in a single return call. Now this is very simple calculation function. We need to take here 2 variables, that is variable 1 comma variable 2. Okay, and now we just need to return here if 2, and it can return addition and subtraction. So we want to return both of the values here. So in that case we will just do here return. Okay, and in this return only you can write variable 1. Okay, we can write here variable 1 plus variable 2. That would give you addition of 2 variables, and you can return subtraction also, variable 1 minus variable 2. So in this way you will get the answer. So let's do that calculation of 10 comma 5. Okay, so we will get 10 plus 5 is 15 and the subtraction is 5. So in this way you can get the answer here. So now create a function with the default arguments, write a program to show employee, which take the following. So these are very simple questions. I think guys, the level of this is very simple. We can just mention the name of the employee here, and it mentions that the salary of the employee. Okay, you need to display both. But if someone does not give the salary, 9,000 should be there by default. So in such case, we will use salary equals to 9,000. Okay, by default, we will keep it. And then after that, we will just use here return. And inside that, we will just print a simple value. That is double equals to. And in this, we will pass the name of the employee is. Okay, we will take the employee name here, comma, and salary of him is. Okay, and we will keep here again bracket. Now to make this format, we will use your dot format method, and inside that we will pass name comma salary. That's it. It is done. Okay, so now I will just make a call here. So yes, we will make immediately a call, that is show employee, and inside that we will give our Gajodhar a salary of some big number. So yes, the name of employee is Gajodhar and the salary of him is this one. So we have solved it. Create an inner function to calculate the addition in the following way. In the following way, what is the following way? Okay, I was just reading if I has missed some lines here. So nothing is missed. The question is proper. Create an outer function that will accept two parameters. Okay, outer function should accept two parameters. There should be inner. So we have right now two functions as a demand, inner function. Okay, and then we have outer function. So outer function should take two parameters. Create an inner function inside an outer function. Okay, we need to create an inner function here that would calculate addition of a and b. Okay, so inside this function we need to do a and b addition. At last, outer function will add 5 into addition and return it. So this function would return 5 outside it. Okay, so yes, let's try that. So what it says, basically we need to create two function, outer function that takes two values a and b. Inside that there is inner function that gives you the addition of this. Whatever the answer of this a and b is, in that you need to add 5 and then give the output here. So let's try to run that. That's a cool problem. Okay, so we will create an outer function here, def outer. Okay, and inside that we will take two arguments because it says two argument outer function accepts two parameters. Okay, and then we will go inside it where we take another function def, that is inner function. Okay, now in this inner function again we need to do addition, so we need to take two elements here and we need to return the output of it as return a plus b. So this would return the output. Now we need to make a call here, that is the result equals to inner function call. In this inner function we will give the value of a comma b. Okay, and in this we will return just, okay, don't worry guys, I'm going to explain you first. Let me write the problem result plus 5. That's it. So first let's run this. First of all, whether it is running fine or not, outer function, if we give here 2 comma 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, so answer should be 10. Correct. So let's understand how it works. So I have made here first outer function. This outer function, so this is my outer function. In outer function I take two values a comma b. Now inside this function I have defined one more function, okay, that is inner function. Now this inner function needs to also take a and b because we need to return here a plus b, that is the output. Now because this is a function, we need to make a call to it. So we made a call here. So this is basically the call, inner function is called. We got the result of it and we added in this result just simple 5. That's it. So in this way this program worked. Now coming to the next question here quickly, create a recursive function. Write a program to create a recursive function to calculate the sum of numbers from 0 to 10. A recursive function is a function that calls itself again and again. Okay, so now you need to create a recursive function here and I would show you what is the expected output as well. So the expected output should be 55 here. So 55. So like I said, I collected this question from internet. So I was just checking that whether the question is correct or not. So create a recursive function, which means that that function should be able to call itself, and write a program to create a recursive function to calculate sum of numbers from 0 to 10. So we need to create that sums 0 to 10. So let's create a function that is def recursive. Inside that we would take a number n. Okay, and we first, whenever you create a recursive function, you need to write the ending condition when you need to end it. So if n equals to 10, in that case you need to return, okay, let's think for it. Now we need to break it for 10. In that case, if it is 10, so for 0 it would call this function, for 1 it would call this function, it would return 10. Okay, now if I go back down, so let's keep it as if 0 is there. Okay, we will just do n plus n minus 1. Okay, so let's keep it, if n equals to 0, return n. Okay, let's try to do that. And we have returned this. First of all, along with this, in the recursive function we need to call it again. So rec of n plus rec of n minus 1. So we will start this n. So we will call this once again, but let's make it a simple number here. So if it is number plus rec of n minus 1, this is what we are going to return in the else case. Okay. Yes. And let's do the RETURN return here. First, we will run that and see, and then I'm going to explain you the output. Okay. And let's run this. So we need to call this rec of 10 and okay, very good. We got the answer. Let's see that how do we got the answer here very correctly. Okay, so you see that whenever you get an answer, you get a smile on your face. So everyone try to get that smile quick. So now this rec, what I did, I just created a function with any name rec and it takes a number n. Whenever you write a recursion, just hammer in your mind, just take it in your mind that whenever you write a recursion, first thing you need to write a base condition. Base condition means where your loop will stop. So I would write, I have written here, if my n is equals 0, in that case, you need to return n. Okay, now I would explain you what is this base condition. Let's see the else part first. So in the else, so right now the n value is 10. So in your computer, now the n value is kept as 10. So it goes to the function, this condition is not followed. So it would go into else. Else what it says that return 10 plus. Now see, it would go to rec n minus 1, which means that it would call this function, which means it would call rec of 10 minus 1, that is 9. So now understand, this is called as recursion. Inside this function is not completed, but you again make a call to itself. That is the same function you have called yourself. Tring, you called yourself. So 10 plus rec of 9. Now this rec of 9, this is what it needs to return. But first it would solve this rec of 9. So this 10 would remain as it is. Plus rec of 9. Again, this condition is not followed. So in else part, it would go return n. So n is right now 9. Okay, this n is now changed to 9. Because we have passed here 10 minus 1. That is your 9. So 9 plus again rec of 9 minus 1, that is 8. Okay, now this process would continue in the same way. 10, 9, rec of 8. Then you would get in the same way 10, 9, 8, rec of 7. So it would be like 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus rec of 0. Now, the moment it comes to rec of 0 here, okay, the moment it comes to rec of 0, what it will do, it would check if n is equals to 0. Yes, it is 0. So it would return n in that case. Now understand, this n return is for this call. So this rec of 0 would be converted to 0. Now all the addition would happen. 0 plus 1, 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 3. Okay, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 10. So 10, 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 5, 6, 6, 21, 21 plus 7, 28, 28 plus 8, that is your 36, 36 plus 9, 45, 45 plus 10, 55. So in this way, this happens. Just simple, it would go in a loop like this, 10, rec 9, rec 8, rec 7, till rec 0. Then rec 0, you would get a value and then it would go back. I would explain you recursion with a story you will never ever forget. See that. Imagine that there is a line here, okay, and we have all the candidates standing here, and they are standing on a number. So first position, second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position. So what it says that you need to count what is the value in front of you. So let's say this person gets one burger, okay, one burger. Now this person, how many burger he would get? He would get one plus his number. That is 1 plus 2, that he would get 3 burgers now. This person would get 3 plus his number, that is 3, 3 plus 3, 6 burgers he would get. Same way, this number would get 6 plus 4, that is 10. And this person would get 10 plus 5, that is 15. Now, if you think of it, this simple scenario, imagine that this 5 person are standing in queue and Domino's gave them an offer that, okay, let's not say Domino's, we will say Domino's, to keep it very free. Now they gave you offer that you would get a burger, garlic burger, whatever it is, based on your number and the total number of burgers in front of you. So here it is 1. He's standing on one position, so he got 1 burger. The first person starts with the 1 burger. Then second, 1 plus his number, 1 plus his number. Simple as that. Okay, now if you think for it, I would show you a demo here. That rec of 10, instead of rec of 10, if I just give here rec of 5, because we are 5 person in the story, let's give 5. And see, we got exactly the 15th answer which I was shouting. So this is exactly recursion. Understand from this story, people are standing, they need to count, they need to check the number. That's as simple as that. Now, what you will do here, just think for it. Let's say the name of this, also we will give a character the names. So the first person standing here is Gajodhar. Then we have Mike. Then we have Gangadhar. Okay. Then we have, okay, suggest some cool name, guys, in the comment section, so that from the next story, we have very cool names. Suggest it right now. Okay. That would help me. And then we have Raju, and then we have Kaju. So we got this. Now see that how difficult it is. So I would write here Raju, and this is Kaju, and this is Gangadhar. Now just imagine that how difficult it is for Kaju to keep counting all that stuff. There, guys, everyone trust me that everyone just try to keep yourself in place of this Kaju story and try to understand that how difficult is this for him. Very difficult. Very means very difficult. He needs to just keep counting everything. So what he does, he makes a simple thing here. He says that, okay, Raju, let's make a deal. Whatever is your total bread, okay, he says that, okay, bro, Raju, come here. Whatever is your total number, just tell me that total number and I would add my number to it. This is exactly recursion. Exactly, this is your recursion. Just a second. Yes, exactly, this is your recursion. You ask your front member to do its task. This would ask him to do his task. This would ask him to do its task. And this would ask him to do his task. Now, Gajodhar is the person who 100% knows how many breads he has. So Gajodhar would say that I have one bread. Mike would has his number to it, 1 plus 2. So Mike in total had now 3 breads. Now Mike would say this to the behind guy, and he would say that, okay, Gangadhar is standing there. So Gangadhar name's number is 3, 3 plus 3. So Gangadhar got here, okay, Gangadhar got here 6 breads. Now same way Gangadhar would say the next person behind him 6, okay, and his number, that is Raju's number, is 4 here. So 6 plus 4, 6 plus 4, he got 10. And see, the problem for Kaju is solved. He got 10 here, his number is 5, 10 plus 5, that is 15. This is called as recursion. You recursively call your front member and understand the base is very important here. Remember, from our complete playlist, Gajodhar is the hero. And for recursion, base is the hero. You need to write the base condition, and this is the base condition. If you want more problem or recursion, just comment it down. And don't forget to comment some cool names also. If you find it little difficult, try to rewind it and watch it. Let's move to the next part now. Write a program to create a recursive function to calculate the factorial. Okay, one more question we have. Factorial of number from 0 to 10. A recursive function is a function that calls itself. Expected output is 120. Very cool. Okay, now see. Again, we will do same way. Def factorial. And now think for it in the same way it is. We will take a number here. We will check. Now see, think for a base condition. Factorial, I have explained you. So if it is, yeah. So if it is 3 factorial, so 3 into 2 into 1. So that is 6. 4 factorial would be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 12 into 2 into 2, that is 24. Like that it works. So same thing we are going to do here. Now, just think for a minute in this. What is the base condition? Is n equals to 0 is still the base condition? No. Base condition would be 3 into 2 into 1. 1 is the base condition here. That's it. We got the base condition. Let's try to run it. If n equals 1, in that case, return. You can return 1 or n, both of them are same. You can return anything. Now, else in that case, what we will do? Now we don't need sum here. We need multiplication. So n into, okay, factorial of n minus 1. That's it. Exactly same logic which I showed you here. Exactly same logic. So what we are doing here, in the previous sum, we were taking 10 plus 9 plus recursive of 8, like that. Now what we will do, 10 into 9 into recursive of 8. Okay, the same thing would be going 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into recursive of 1. Okay, now recursive of 1 would give you 1 here. So you will get here 1. Now this multiplication would be solved because this recursive is solved now. So exactly same way, instead of addition, you have multiplication here. So if I run this and if I pass here to the fact 10, you would see 120 as the answer. Let's see what's the problem. Unsupported for int and none type. Yes, you need to return this. RETURN return. So it is not returning anything. That is the reason you are getting an error. Okay, now see, we got exactly not the right answer. Let's see that. So 10 into factorial. So 10 into 9. Yeah, I didn't also check. Yes, that's answer was correct. 10 factorial is exactly the same stuff. Okay, this expected output, it should be 5 here. Then we will get the expected output as 120. Okay, while writing it, we're copying it fast from the internet. I have missed 1 or 2 words here. So yes, but our solution is perfectly correct what I have taught you. Correct. Let's move to the last 2-3 questions. Assign a different name to a function and call it through its new name. Below is the function. Below is the function display student name age. Assign a new name student age to do it and call it using the new name. So assign a different name to a function. We need to assign a different name to a function and call it through a new name. So in this, we need to call it. So we can make an internal call here. Yes, so we can do it like this. Display student name. We can take here display student name as the function def. And inside this, we have 2 things. We are just print here name and age. So we are not doing anything in this function because we want to just call this with the another name. So I would just assign it to the new name. How to do that? See, the new name is student show. We can assign it like this. Okay, and we will say equals to this. So it is like exactly I am putting one function inside a variable. So all of you know that this is a simple concept of variables which you have seen up till now. V equals to 5. So in your computer, V would be created and 5 would be the value for it. Now what I'm doing, I created a function for my computer. Okay, that function name is display student. Now I said that this display student equals to show student. So one more function would be created and the same thing would be there, that is show student. So now we can call this display student using the name show student only. So in this way we can call it. So this show student, and inside that we can give the name ASD and the age of him is 34. So we will get show student is not defined. We have not run it. Yes. So we got the answer because we have called show student here. One more thing we can do here is we have created a function. Now we can create another function and inside that function we can call this. So what I'm trying to say is I can create def of new. Okay, now that depends what exactly your interviewer wants. So I'm creating a new function. Inside this function, I'm calling this display student. So I'm just saying here return. Okay, let's try this. I would call the new now here. So in this new, if I pass the same thing, if I'm getting the same stuff, yes, I'm also getting the same stuff. So I created a new function and inside that I call this. So whatever your interview wants, you can answer in that way. Generate a Python list of all even numbers from 4 to 30. Now this is very simple. Okay, you can try that. I'm skipping this question. This is really very simple. If you find it difficult, do let me know in the comment section. We will solve that in the comments. Let's play in the comment. Find the largest item from a given list. Okay, now this is very cool. You can do it very simply using Python. If you have L1 and if you have this numbers like this, okay, some random numbers. If you find them, if you want to find the maximum, you would write here max of L1. That's it. You would get that. But now many times interviewer clearly mention you that find the largest number, but without using inbuilt functions. And this is the example of inbuilt function. So you can run a for loop here and you can write a logic. So let's keep a greater number right now. Greater equals to 0. Okay, or we will just run a for loop. So we will do simple thing. Let's create a function def greater. Inside that we will take a list L1. Now we will just check here. We will keep a value greater. Okay, we will keep a value great equals to L1 of 0. Right now we are keeping the first value which is there. We are assuming that that is the greatest. Now we will start the for loop here for I in range of 1 to, okay, I in range of 1 till the length of L1 plus 1. I would explain you each and every line here. First, let me write that. So we will get the values here. If L1 of I is greater than great, in that case, I would change the great value equals to great value is equals to L1 of, and if it is not in that case, nothing would happen. And at the last, I would just return here the great. That's it. It is as simple as that. First, let me run that. In this greater L1, let's follow the list. And we got an index out of range. L1 of I is greater than great. So L1 of I, where it is going from 1 till length. Okay, we don't need to go till length here. 1 till length of L plus 1. Okay. So 1 till 25. So it is 12. It is going till 12. And what is L1 of, okay, right now the I value, I is not defined. Yes, because I is inside this. Just a second. L1 of length of L1. So the length of L1 is 11. So it will go from 1 to 12. We cannot go till 12. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Yes, that's right. So basically what I did here, I would explain you the logic. The logic is very simple. That what I did, I said that the first element is greater right now. I said that my computer do not think for any stuff and keep my greater number as 12. Now this can be wrong also. Okay, so I kept this in great. Great is the variable name for it. Now what I did, I simply ran a for loop starting from 1 at this position, and I'm going till the length of the list. So first of all, I did here length plus 1. So that was an index mistake here. So it starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the length of the list is 11. So that is the reason it went till 10 and we got the answer. If we do here length plus 1, it would try to get one more element. That is the reason we were getting index error. Now what I'm doing here, I'm starting with 234. I'm checking 234 is greater than 12. Yes, but it is right. So I'm changing my greater value from 12 to 234. Now I move to next part, that is 235. 235 is greater than great. Now great value is 234. So 235 is greater than 234. Yes, it is also great. So in that case, its value would be changed to 235. Now it will check the next value, 235. After is 23. So 23 is greater than 235. No. So nothing would change here. It would move to next value. So basically what I'm doing, I am considering this as the biggest. Then I'm checking that person. Imagine like a story. I have one person. Okay. So imagine it like that. This is a story. Understand, every time understand the logic. Keep that logic in your mind, how it works. So again, a story time, we have, let's say, a lot of people here standing based on their height. So you can see that some are tall, some are short, some are very tall, some are very short. Now I said that in the starting only that this is my taller person. I said that randomly, this is my taller person. Now I took this person to the next person. I compared the height. If this person is taller, yes, in that case, I would just keep him aside and I would say that you are my taller person now. Now I would take this person and compare with this person. Again, this one is taller. So I would keep this as my next focus person. I would hold his hand and would take him to the next person and forget about this person. Now this person is shorter than this person. So I would remove this person, like I would not do anything with him. Same with, I would not do anything with him. I am checking each and every one with this person now. And in this way, I print the greater. So that was the stuff. Now let's move to the next part of it. And the last thing, first 25 prime numbers. Okay, this is also we have done in the previous session. You can try that. Checking a prime number is very easy. You can check it. Okay, try that again once. I have already solved that in the previous 3 videos, how to find a prime number. If you still find it difficult, comment in the comment section below. Okay, we will solve it. Let's fight in the comment. Let's see who can win on this on the comment. Let's try to put your first 25 prime numbers program in the comments. If you have solved this, if you are reached till this place. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Take care. Have a good and a keep smiling day. We will meet in the next video with the next topic, that is strings exercise. Strings we are going to see. Bye-bye. Take care.